So here at Bathmasters, we do obviously tons and tons of showers. The number one request we get in all of Pinellas County is tub to shower conversions, but we do tons of tubs, we do all kinds of things. And when we do showers and surrounds, most people want custom tile. That's by far the most popular. Now, a lot of the other companies in the area don't offer it. What they offer is acrylic. We also offer acrylic, but when given the choice, when actually given the data about acrylic versus porcelain or ceramic tile, 95% of our customers choose tile. And there's a lot of reasons for that. First of all, we have an incredible waterproofing system. You want to tell them about this?
Sure. Well, we have this a 15-minute video on our website. So bathroomrenovation.com, you can get this. This is the best, in my opinion, this is the best waterproofing in the world. This is a German engineered product.
I agree, and we've been to, just so you can think with it, we've been to tons of the kitchen and bath shows, like the national kitchen and bath shows where they have new products. Every year there's 5 or 6 companies at least trying to knock off this product. But this is the original, and this is the best. They're head and shoulders technologically and developmentally above everyone else. They've just put in the research and development dollars, and they have it right. So even though it's a little more expensive, we keep going back to it, and this is the one we use.
We've been using this for 15 years on all of our projects. I just looked it up. We actually did the original training in March of 2010. So 15 years.
Yeah.
And we're committed to it. But even though there's other people that are trying to compete with them, none of them are. It's like buying like the best car in the world, right? It's going to have features on it that the other guys will be copying in 5 years.
That's right.
Right. So these guys still come out with everything first. They really take it seriously, and they're an amazing product.
And this material, I don't know if we mentioned, this is called Curdy. So this is made from a company called Schluter. They make lots of other things. A lot of times you'll hear the term Schluter when they're talking about little tile trims or profiles that trim out the edge of a backsplash. So sometimes we'll say we use Schluter, and people are like, oh yeah, I've used Schluter. They're talking about the profile. We're talking about the waterproofing membranes.
Yeah, and tile installers. Like we hire, we've got a lot of staff, and we'll hire people. We actually have training and testing room where we'll train them on stuff, and they'll say, "I know Schluter," and they mean that they know how to put in this white or gold or silver edging strips on. And that's the only thing I don't like about Schluter. I wish they would have just called that something totally different, because this is completely different. We're talking about the waterproofing behind your tile, and so anyway, don't want to go over the whole 15-minute thing right now, but we do. You can find out about it. It's really cool, and they're the best.
Yeah,
and it comes with a lifetime warranty, by the way.
That's right. As long as you're a trained and approved installer of it, and you use the proper setting materials, the thin set and the other stuff, it's a lifetime warranty, and that covers leaks and tile failure, and includes the products and the labor on it. And we've done this for years, and we've never had anyone actually have to use the warranty, which is phenomenal.
And by the way, a lot of people will say that it's expensive, and other people say, well, I can't do that because the homeowners don't want to pay for it. Well, we don't have you pay for it directly. It's included. We wouldn't. To me, it would be unethical not to use this product, because this prevents bacterial growth. It can prevent mold issues in the future and so forth. It waterproofs the entire thing, not just the bottom 6 inches or so. For the first 5 years of our 20-year history, we were doing it the wrong way. We didn't even realize it. We didn't know that there was a Tile Council of North America, which is like, that's the one who has the code book. They don't do any inspections on tile, which is, they do a lot of inspections.
Yes.
They do drywall screw inspections to make sure we're using the right fasteners and enough of them so you don't have drywall fall on your head in Florida. They don't do that in Virginia, by the way.
When I've been with the company for about 10 years now, and when I first came on, one of the conversations, I remember it very clearly. It wouldn't shock me if at some point there was a class action lawsuit that addressed the fact that there is mold and mildew in showers all across the country as a result of moisture getting into the concrete base, as a result of moisture getting into the wallboard. This completely eliminates that. Like, this completely seals the entire surround before you've done any tile work at all. It makes cleaning dramatically easier. It makes the health of the shower dramatically better. We actually had, as a prop when we were doing home shows regularly, we had a cardboard box that we lined with Schluter, and we installed it properly. We were able to fill that cardboard box, Schluter lined cardboard box, with water and put a fountain in the middle of it. and we used it for years with no leaks until someone eventually crushed it in the back of a van. But it was just a really cool prop and a really cool demonstration of how good of an install this is.
Yeah, so anyway, so it's so good that they have the lifetime warranty. So that means you don't have to just go to acrylic if you want the lifetime warranty. And it also makes it easier to clean because we're handling the methods and the systems. Like back to Tile Council of North America, this is actually the code book. Nobody knows about it. I think they did I don't remember. We did the training back in 2010 at the Tile Council of North America in South Carolina. Very cool. This is where they actually test. They have like machines where they'll put like hundreds of thousands of pounds of pressure to see when stones will pop. You know what I mean? Because they need to be able to determine, can you drive cars over top of commercial tile, for example, or can you drive tanks over it? For military bases, they have to have all this stuff rated. And then they do residential things where they'll have like a big circle wheel that just goes around, and they'll just go around and around and around, and they'll test to see how many times you can walk on it. Basically, with like a rubber wheel going around until the grout joints break and the tile breaks. And that's how they test all the tile and all the stuff, and they determine different things. So there is a book that tells you how to do it right. We've learned it. We have the book. It's awesome. Yeah. I'm telling you, I don't know that I've ever met another tile installer. There's one that I met. Actually, I don't know if they knew about Tile Council North America in Virginia. Long time ago, like 15 years ago. No one else actually knows that there is an actual code book. This is actually the book, by the way, that's used by the architects and engineers, because they need to be sure that they need to know the weight of the tile install. Yeah. Because they're building a building. Let's say they're building a high-rise building, and they need to know the load so that they can make sure it's built with big enough beams and so forth. So they can't have somebody come in there and just do any old thing, and they can't come in there and put like an inch of concrete or cement below a tile and add thousands and thousands of pounds to the floor or whatnot. So they actually spec the specific numbers in this book. They say this is the type of installation we need, and that comes from the Tile Council of North America. Great. So anyway, there is a book. Most of the tile guys don't know. They learn from a guy who taught them, who taught a guy who taught them, from a guy who taught them. They don't know they're doing it wrong. So it's not necessarily the other guys. They don't really know, and the general contractors don't know. There's no inspections. So I wish there was inspections on the tile, on the waterproofing specifically. That would be great.